Hello everyone for the next video. So this video continues after the Poison Blade Vortex character video pretty much. So right after that character we did end up selling everything off and we did switch over to, I believe this character right now should be the final character that will push Awakener 8, will be our boss carry for anyone who needs help with Cyrus carries, if they need crafts, if they need help killing stuff in heist, Mastermind, Cortex, Dell bosses. This should be able to even hopefully maybe Azuri and Hologram Masters if it can push that hard. But pretty much this build should be the carry for anyone to help everyone out. And hopefully a build that will get us the big amount of currency before we start our big projects we do. Because I do have another character in mind after this one that I could play with someone else. Try an Aura bot maybe. And with maybe a fun build teamers project we'll try later. So this character we ended up playing is Max Block Cyclone. Pretty much the build I'm leveling right now, it's extremely strong. Because yesterday we're not that far though, we're only on Act 4. And going through the acts, once we got Cyclone and once we got the the blade weapon, the damage is absolutely stupid. Because this alone pushes your damage so far. So pretty much I should, after this today's stream, I should be able to push to maps easily. So pretty much the build, the gear on this character is not correct. The only thing correct is just the gems right now. Like pretty much it's this leveling sword, the gold rim, the tabula, experience ring, Proxys. This is needed. You do want the -8 one if you can get it for 4 or 5 chaos. It's real cheap. But it does help a tremendous amount by making your dash cost only a little bit. Reduce your endurance cry, reduce your cyclone down to 0, so you can cyclone like this forever. So it does make Cyclone very good. Because Cyclone being at 0 helps a lot too. And then like this is a garbage amulet. It's just movement speed, strength, shitty boots, the resistance belt, the usual attack speed gloves. The shield, this shield's only 4 chaos, so I would recommend picking this up as leveling. Because this will pretty much give you your hits can't be evaded, and more block, and more damage, armor, life. It gives you everything you need, and it does help out a tremendous amount. And the sword, this was a 1 chaos sword too, and this was a really good roll too. Before like I just went max physical damage, and increased attack speed max, and it only comes to 1 chaos. So the sword, so this is pretty cheap to get the starting going. This alone, before I switched to the sword though, I was running the double princess. Oh no, I was running a single princess and the shield. Because the shield you use at level 11, and princess is 10, and this is 28. So once you get to this, you just switch back over. But you do, which I'll show you actually, in T. You usually do reserve almost all your mana. That's why you do want the Proxys ring, so you can keep using Cyclone. Because once you get Proxys ring, then you can put your endurance cry on your left click. So every time you move or it runs out, it just restarts on its own. Once you get the instant, I'll show you once it pops up. There, and it doesn't cause you to slow down. And then for flasks, these flasks are all garbage except for this. Lion's Roar, I got this perfect roll for 17 chaos. This is a flask you do need for endgame. This gives you a massive amount more damage. Because right now I do 3,000 damage. Once I hit the flask, it gives me an extra 700 damage. So it does almost 800. So it does help out. But this will be better once we get the other flask too. It's just this is the very basic for now. And this should carry me through endgame probably. Just this crappy gear alone. We'll probably change the ring though. Well, we're going to change the ring eventually. Probably to the taming. Just for resistance when we change the belt maybe. If we don't need the resistance anymore. But pretty much, like gear, I don't have much of my gear right now. Like I did pick up a Circle of Guilt to have for endgame. I got this for 7 chaos. Pretty much all I was looking for was increased physical damage, at least a decent roll on it because I got a mid roll, and then additional physical damage reduction. And then the top one, I just went with the only thing I could find in the market because everything in the market was 30 chaos plus, and I found this for 7, so I just picked it up real easy for cheap. And like pretty much like the helmet, you can find this for pretty if you want to get a not the best roll, you can spend 2 chaos. For this one, I spent 30 chaos, but this one is nice because it's very high Where is it? It has a mid all attribute, which is normal. It has it has a very high melee crit strike multiplier, which we do want, and it does have a decent mid armor, and also does have a low increased physical damage taken, which you do want to get between 40 to 43. And that's when I was searching. This was what came up, so I picked up this yesterday. And then gems. This was on the last character, so I just took it because I will need it eventually. Brutality. I had to wait till level 38. And I ended up picking up the cast on damage taken 21 and the Morning Shell 21 just to have for late game. These you can find these pretty cheap now. Like this was 8 chaos and this was 20. But you don't have to go to level 21s. You can just easily just level them up together at level 1. It's just something to have for late game. Ice Golem, you're just picking up, mainly you're just using this for accuracy. That's the only reason you have them on here. Blood Magic was my last character. Ancestral War Chief, I just picked up a level 21 for 17 chaos when they were all going for 50 to 100. And then I got to pick up the rest of the gear. So the sword, I did end up getting a sword yesterday. I sniped it pretty quick. The Paradoxus. So this is the sword you do want. You do want it better than tier 1 roll. You do want tier 3s. Tier 2 and 3s are more expensive though, but they are much better. So for the ideal stats, you want these 4. You want the increased phys damage, attack speed, blind, and quality. The blind mod alone is what makes this thing so expensive. So without blind, if you're doing just the physical damage, attack speed, and quality, they do go for about 2 to 3 exalts. With blind, they normally go for 10 to 15 exalts. If you want tier 3 stats, they all go for 25 exalts. So I found this on the market for 300 chaos, which is about 3.5 exalts. So I picked this up right away. And I did put it in here just to sell it, just make us a good chunk of money off of it. If we do sell this before we get to level 66, I'll use the 10 exalts from this to buy the shield we need. Because we do need to get the, I think it's called Sunder Shield. The one you get from, that drops in Atul, the Breachstones. The shield that gives you the retaliation damage, the block chance, the pretty the best shield to have. But it does go for 8 exalts. So that's why if we do sell the sword off, we'll just pick up that shield and a non-blind sword just to get us through. But that's going to be more late game. If we do sell, we'll figure it out. If we don't sell it, we'll just keep it on. And then pretty much, I do got to look at this. I don't know exactly what flask I'm going to go with yet. I do know Dying Sun, but that's going to be like one of the last flasks I get. That's not really needed right now. There's a lot of upgrades to this character that need to be done. Like I need to get the, like a +2 Impale Watcher's Eye. Those go for, I think, 13, 15 exalts alone. So that's one of the last things we'll get. The gloves, they're just going to be spike gloves with accuracy, life, and resistance. The belt is going to be, I'm trying to think what belt it is. Belt's Rasha's Coil. So the coil goes for 5. It's already going for 5 exalts. If we can get it, we'll eventually get that. But that's probably going late pieces too. The coil is the best damage booster to have. Boots are just gonna be a 30% movement speed boots with resistance probably. If I'm lucky and get a tailwind boots, I'll take those. But tailwind boots are extremely expensive this league. Shield is gonna be the Sunder. The helmet is, we already have the helmet on there. The necklace and the 2 rings. So one ring I showed you is the guilt. And then the second ring, it would be ideally between the amulet and the ring. One of them has to be dexterity, has to give you dex, and the other one has to give you intelligence. It just depends what's on the market at the time. Because you do need to get both of those. Plus, you do want to get cursed enemies with vulnerability on hit on the ring, which is very expensive this league. I think I looked yesterday and those were going for 5 exalts already. Just on anything base. So ideally, if I can't get that, I'll just get a life, resistance, maybe fizz damage ring. And the amulet's going to be just crit, strike, multiplier, craft life, maybe a ingot life, accuracy, the usual kind of stuff. And the chest piece, for now, I'll end up just buying a 6-link tier 1 or 2 life with 2 resistance probably, just at least have something. But it's better than Tabula, because Tabula is not that good. But then from there, the long-term plan for chest piece will be getting 6-link Astral Plate with 30% quality. Those alone base go from a 200 chaos right now, so it is expensive. Or we might try to 6 link it ourselves to see if we can break this 3,000 curse. Because we're already 3,000 fusings in on our carcass jack, which is sitting right here. It's still not linked. So that would be the ideal, getting like the Astral Plate chest, then crafting the minus 15 mana cost. We don't need this anymore. Then getting the... if we could even at that point, you get tier 1 life, you get resistance, exploding mod. That would make this character better, but we probably don't need it. It's more of that would be one of the late game pieces. Because for me, I think the most important would be getting the shitty rares out of the way. And then going for like the shield and the sword. The sword and shield are probably the most two important. And another jewel I'll probably end up trying to pick up today if it goes down below 2 exalts, is just getting a jewel with corrupted blood on it with max life and I think it's crit strike multiplier with swords or shield, whichever one's on the market. But yesterday those were going for 2. The only one that was on the market was going for 2 exalts. With the sword and with the shield it was going for 7. So all that depends to what we can find. I should be able to push this character through maps pretty quick. So skill tree. So ascendancy, you guys just I think it's gladiator is 1 2 swords. I do get the 2 backwards all the time between gladiator and champion. So I believe this is gladiator though. So pretty much the 4 you're gonna choose is gonna be arena, fertile, pain, and violet. Or violent, I mean. So I went this way first. I probably should have gone arena challenge yesterday. Because if I went arena challenge, it would give me more attack speed and movement speed, which would have been smarter. Instead of me going for more defense at the beginning. So my first lab should have went 1, 2, 3, and 4. Instead, I'm flipping it, so I'm going 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I'm not going to spend the refund points just to get these 2 back. So I'm worth 10 refund points. So the skill tree right now is very basic. It's just I went this way here. More life. I focused on life early on, getting the life. Attack speed. Then shot down this way just because it was right here for defense, since I already had the shield at this point. Then after that, you just shoot this way. Shoot all the way down. Get this for more range. Go down this way. Once I got here, at this time, if you have the Paradox Ring, go get Call to Arms and then equip it here. If you don't have the Paradox Ring, I would go this way. Get your Bloodline and just then keep moving up this way. Because then get this once you get Paradox. And up here, I went for the damage first for the more strike range, accuracy for more damage. Then after that, I went for the health, armor, life. And then after that, I just went for the block chance. Because after this now, my next point will be, we might go more this way maybe to get like impale, attack speed, that kind of stuff. That's probably where we're gonna end up next. Is probably this way with Swift. This way, then might go up this way maybe for the life, the impale. So we'll figure out from there. Maybe this way for the crit strike, attack speed, more damage, life over here too. Probably push up this way. We'll probably see it more. We'll probably end up using either this jewel slot or we'll probably use just this jewel slot first for the jewel, and then we'll probably save the other one for the Watcher's Eye, which will be extremely probably a week or so away. And then we'll eventually push it this way. More life up here, big amount of damage right here. We'll figure out more later. It's not something, and we'll probably end up anointing. No, not 30. It's one of these ones that I Blade Dancer. We'll probably anoint this, which is a Amber Crimson, I believe, the red one. It's a real cheap anointment. Once we get our amulet that we actually do like. But this alone will give us more damage, attack speed, strike range, overwhelm. So it does help a lot too. There we go. So this would definitely help a lot too, and overall it gives you physical damage reduction. So it does help a lot too when we get this. But that's a lot late game too. Like right now we're just pushing Axe. We'll easily push this farther, see what it's like. The leveling this character was super smooth by far. Of all the characters I played this league, this was by far the smoothest and the quickest too. Because I just used Perforate until I got the Cyclone. And once I got the Cyclone, everything just kept dying real quick. The only thing I do realize with this build is that, I don't know where the gems too, but Cyclone, does feel extremely slow, but it does need the boots. Like these boots do not help that much a Cyclone. So pretty much it's a little bit hard with the gems because I have some of the gems still not equipped yet. And a lot of my gems right now I'm just left. I put perforates in here just in case I didn't like this, but I probably could dump this now. Don't really need it anymore. But like leveling is, it's your normal auroras, your Dread Banner, Herald of Purity, Pride, and Blood and Sand. These are the ones I would put on first before you get Precision, because Precision you don't need while you're leveling. And always keep it at level 1. Because these ones alone will use up 95% of your mana, so you can't really run this because it costs too much still. But once we get more mana in our pool, we should be able to run it. It's just we're not at that. It's just too early in the game to get it. So right now I'm just putting gems on here to level. Because I got all my gems at 20. I bought all 20% quality gems yesterday because they were real cheap on the market, which I was surprised on. So everything on here is, yeah, like stuff for our late game, getting stuff ready. Because our main damage setup is going to be Cyclone, Fortify support, that's just on there for placeholder, Impale, which is a big chunk of damage, melee fizz damage, main might not be on here actually. No, main's not. This might, I gotta take a look at this, but I think main is actually, main goes with actually the Ancestral War Chief. Because I know Brutality goes here. So main actually is not supposed to be on here. It's supposed to be actually another gem. I scanned which one it was, so I gotta take a look at that actually. Oh no, it's supposed to be Infused Channeling. So this is actually supposed to be here. Because this, with Infused Channeling, shit, hold on. Might be actually. Yeah, it depends, but we'll figure it out. But yeah, the main was just on there for a time, just for more damage, but this is actually better to run. So we'll figure out more. Gotta play this a little bit more. It's just leveling right now, just take whatever you want. There's no exactly it has to be this or that. So pretty much, I'll show more of this in the next video, like this going through hopefully Blood Aqueducts, maps. Hopefully get our first Cyrus soon. So that's the end of the video. If you have any questions, put them in the comments below. There was a lot of people in yesterday. There was someone yesterday in my chat who was actually playing this build already at level 90. And they said the build is absolutely amazing. So I definitely can't wait to see what the build does once we get the shield. But yeah, the shield and the sword are the main two things you need, he was saying. Or, worst comes to worst, you might switch over to Face Breakers. So I'll put this link, I'll put the path of building in the description below, but although how small this tree is, it's not going to help out as much, but this tree will get you at least to beginning back 4. Because that's where we stopped. We just got the tomb, the dry lake piece, then we got back to here, and we did trials, and that was it. But this character definitely is very strong leveling up. Even without like the crazy gear like this is the one, I would just recommend picking up the sword for 1 chaos. This sword alone just gave me the most amount of damage. Like when I switched over from Princess to here, it was over 1,000 more damage. So I'm gonna hope everyone likes the video. Hoping this build finally get our carry us through our map progression, because we're only at 122 out of 154, and we only have Awakener 5 right now. So I'm hoping we can push this on Saturday. Hopefully push the rest of this, get all the unique maps done, get all the maps done. Because right now we just need the red tier maps. Because pretty much whites are all done, yellows are all done, and then reds, it's mainly a little bit early, but most of it is the 16s, the 15s, and the 14s. And because all these are almost done. And uniques, it's still a lot of them. That's it. And so, if you're interested in watching me play the build, come check out me on Twitch. And I can definitely talk more. A lot of people in my chat know how to play Max Blocks a lot better than me. This one is my first Max Blocker I've ever played. Because every time I played with this Ascendancy, I've always done Bleed. So it's always been these two Bleed, Arena, and Outmatch. I've never really gone this way before. So it's my first time ever trying this out. Because I'm hoping Max Block is strong. But we'll see once we get to late game. So thank you everyone. I hope to see you on either stream or on the next video, which we explain more of endgame. Hopefully we get here. Thank you, and see you again.